This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This time we're at the lovely, brand sparkling new stadium, Starlight Stadium, home of the Nooksack Novas. We have a great game between the Maricopa Marshals, currently 3-3, and the Nooksack Novas, uh, 5-1, currently first place in their division. The Novas looking like the tough uh, opponents to beat here today. So we will see how the Marshals are able to uh, play against them. So first up, we have Mark Collins, and Collins will start off with a leadoff double for the Marshals. A great start to the game here, and that'll bring up Ethan Butler. Uh, Butler here, 6'4", 27, batting 222 on the season. So we will see if he's able to keep the everything alive here. And that'll be a line drive just to the rookie McFarland for the out. So that'll be a 1 out for the Marshals and bring up Kelly Jennings. So uh, a little bit of a mix around here with the lineup. Butler usually batting in the at the end here. We have Jennings, who's not batting cleanup this time around, but batting third. And we will see how she does here in this new spot. And that'll be a wild pitch. So Agustin Benitez, his third year here in the league, starts the game off with a double and then throws a wild pitch, allowing Collins to get to third. And that'll be a deep fly ball, allowing Jennings to get to first. Collins will score, so it looks like the Marshals are the first on the scoreboard, and that'll bring up the ever dangerous Felipe Torres, who is batting 500 on the season. 13 for 26. He's played in every game, and kind of along with Jennings, really the cornerstone of the Marshals offense. And that'll be again another line drive right to McFarland. Uh, so Jennings will remain at first, not going anywhere. And that'll bring up Ivan Pena. Pena's only been in 2 games, has gone 2 for 4 in those games, so batting 500. Let's hope that he's able to really have a chance to show his stuff here in today's game. And that'll be a ground ball to the shortstop, able to get it over to McFarland for the out. So the Marshals will go down, but not before they are able to score 1 run and put the pressure on the Novas here at in the bottom of the first. So up first for the Novas is Kira McSheehy. I always I always love saying that name. Never know if I'm actually saying it right or not. Um, but Kira hitting 10 for 27, batting 370 for the season, which is honestly above her career average. You can see there, career average is 342, and we will see how she is able to face off against Ellen Damianova, who's in her second game of the season. And that'll be a quick out to Ford, who's covering first. Once again, instead of Antonio Iglesias. And that'll bring up Jeffrey Pena. Uh, Pena, a little bit on the struggling side here, batting 214, 6 for 28. But that'll be, ooh, a double for Pena. So all that talk about not not doing well and struggling, definitely wanted a bit of a don't count me out yet moment there. And that'll bring up Eduardo Vega. Vega for the Novas, betting 478, and looks to be really the uh, bone of the spine of the offense here, playing in all 7 games. And that'll be a deep single for Vega, which allows Pena to score. So the Novas real quick to tie it up. And we knew coming in that this was going to be a high octane game where really I would not be surprised if the lead switches back and forth. And that'll be a fly ball right to Jennings for the second out. And that'll bring up Kent Curtis. Curtis batting 5 for 24 uh, on the season and looking to improve that here today with Vega on first. And that'll be a ground ball to second base. So the Novas are able to get 1 hit or 2 hits, 1 run, and leave 1 individual on base. And we will go to the top of the second and bring up Tracy Sutton, who, even though had a bit of a setback last game, is still has an average of 571 and leading the Marshals. Oh, and that'll be a walk. Whether that was intentional or not is yet to be seen. But Sutton is able to get on first, and we will see how this goes forward with Ricardo Nunez. Uh, Nunez, interestingly enough, here kind of flip flopped, it looks like, with Butler for batting position. And he'll be batting in the back of the lineup this time up. And that'll drop for a base hit, good enough for a single. So there will be a runner on second and first for Lynette Mark, who is uh, batting right about her uh, career average at 269. Uh, you can see her career average so far is 268. So this season so far an improvement overall, but hoping to obviously get some additional hits and get that number up. That will be another base hit. This one will be deep enough to allow Nunez to get to third and Sutton to score. So the Marshals put another one on the board, and we still have no outs. So the Marshals offense really firing on all cylinders here. And this will bring up Salvador Ford. And Ford really uh, stood out. Obviously, he replaced Antonio Iglesias, who failed to get on base, except for one time on a walk. The 3 games that he played, Ford here in his 3 games, batting 4 for 11 with a home run. So already doing a lot better than his replacement. They will try to take an extra base here, and they will do so. So Ford gets an RBI single, bringing in Nunez, and that will drive Mark to third. So it's still no outs. So the Marshals offense really on fire here today. And that'll be the first out for the offense there. They will throw Ford out at second. Collins will get to first, but that will allow Mark to score from third. And so we are now 4-1, and that'll bring up Ethan Butler for the second time already. He lined out to first last inning. And that will be a line out to the left fielder. So now there are two outs, one on, and Kelly Jennings will be up. And she's looking at repeating her at bat from last time that brought in an RBI. And it didn't bring in an RBI, but Collins was able to get to third. So Jennings is 2 for 2 on the day. And Felipe Torres comes up. And that is an out right to Vega in the outfield there. So the Marshals on 4 hits are able to score 3 runs and strand 2. But we are now 4-1 with the Marshals on top. And Damianova is getting ready to face the back half of the Novas lineup here. Leading off for them is the designated hitter Shane Howell. Howell currently looking at 6 for 15, so batting 400. Definitely having a stellar year so far in these 5 games that he's played. And that'll be a strikeout. Daminova's first strikeout for the season, really. And I believe the Marshals' third strikeout as a team in 6 games. So glad to see some defensive action from the pitcher uh, as we continue on. So up next will be Roberta Vidal. Vidal batting 259 on the year so far. And that'll be a fly ball right to center. So it looks like Damianova has settled down, gotten in her groove. And up next will be Corey Sutton. He is only played in 2 games, 2 for 4 at bats, and no relation to Tracy Sutton there. Uh, People always going to bring that up, but nope, they are both only children in their respective families. And that'll be a hard hit ball to center field. Sutton, Tracy Sutton, is able to grab it for the out. So with that side being retired, we will go to the top of the third, 4-1. Marshall's still on top and looking to add to their lead. And it looks like Ivan Pena will ground out to first base. So no, one quick out there, and that'll bring up Sutton. And this will be pumped up right to second base. So the Marshals 2 quick outs here in the top of the third, with Ricardo Nunez coming to the plate. And that'll be a ground ball through the infield. Vega is able to cut it off there. And so a single for Nunez to keep the inning alive for the Marshals and stop a 3-up, 3-down type situation. And it looks like it'll be a double off the wall. They're going, oh, even not enough speed for Nunez, who's throwing out at home. So the Marshals failed to make it 5-1 and the side will be retired. So coming up here for the the Novas in the bottom of the third is Marina McFarland. McFarland again only playing in a couple games. It looks like the Novas tend to do a lot more switching around than the than the Marshals do. And that'll be a ground ball to third base, fielded by Butler. And that'll be out number one for us. And that will bring up Kira, who grounded out to start the game for the Novas in the first. And it looks like that will go off the wall for a double, so makes up for her last at bat there, and sets the stage for the Novas to start a rally and come back from this 1-4 deficit. We've seen it happen, especially with the Marshals. Um, and to do that, that'll be Jeffrey Pena to do so, who hit a double his first time up. He won't have a chance to hit because that'll be ball four. So Damianova throws her first walk of the game. And now there are runners on second and third with one out. And Eduardo Vega will be the tying run for us. He's already batted in one run here today. Let's see if he can bat in another. And nope, he will not have the opportunity to do so. Um, that'll be an out at second, and Vega will make it to first to avoid the double play. Um, but now there are two outs, and Angel Gomez is at the plate, who flew out his first time up. And oh, there you go, a towering home run by Angel Gomez to tie the game up. It is just like that with two outs, 4-4. And that'll bring up Kent Curtis. Curtis grounded out. And he won't ground out this time. It'll be a line drive to right field for a single. So the rally continues for the Novas. And a little base hit there, a single for Howell. Curtis only able to get to second base, but now the Novas are threatening to take the lead for the first time here in this game with Roberta Vidal at the plate. And there won't be any this inning. That'll be a fly ball to left field. Torres is there for the out. And we will go to the top of the fourth, tied now 4-4. And that'll bring up Salvador Ford, who batted in a run with a single his first time up in the second. And that'll be a ground ball to Gomez, and he will be able to throw it to first for the first out. And Mark Collins will come up. And that'll be another out fielded by Gomez. So the second baseman there getting a lot of play time today. And that'll be a walk. So the second walk by Augustin comes with two outs and brings up Kelly Jennings, who's 2 for 2 on the day, both singles. Looking to see if there's potentially a double or a home run somewhere in the back pocket. And that is a ground ball to third base. So the Novas will retire the side and shut down the Marshals offense before it has a chance to stand up. Um, but we come to the bottom of the fourth with Corey Sutton. Corey flew out his first time at bat, and he will pop up this time. So we are down to Marina McFarland. And another strikeout for Damianova. So it's looking like the first game, even with a win, uh, there was, as with anything, lots of nerves going on. It seems, besides the, the three-run home run, she's gotten in her groove. And that'll be a hard line drive right to Damianova. She's able to snag it out of the air to retire the side. So that'll bring up Felipe Torres. Torres surprisingly 0 for 2 on the for the game today, and he will remedy that with a triple that was hit all the way to the right field wall, and bring up Ivan Pena, who grounded out the first two times he was up in the first and the third. But with no outs, looking to bring home Torres and get the put the Marshals back on top here. That'll be a sacrifice fly. Oh, nope, not a sacrifice fly. They caught it. Or they dropped it. So Pena able to get the RBI for that. And Torres will score to bring the score 5-4. The Marshals regain the lead in really, honestly, if I'm being honest, a nail biter of a game so far. Um, all right, so it looks like they're trying for another extra base. Oh, Pena not able to power all the way to third, but that will be a single for Sutton, and there will be one out on the inning. And that will bring up Ricardo Nunez. Nunez still leading the pack uh, in the West for home runs, and looking to add another one here today. But it won't be that. That will be a double play, the opposite of a home run. uh, so the Marshals are able to add one to their score, bringing it 5-4 here with the game half over. Uh, let's check in. If you haven't heard, over on the East, the Crocs, Carabel Crocs, have won 4 in a row. They are, for the first time, they are first in their division. Just like with the Spartans, they have previously kind of lingered in the bottom, kind of struggling. But season 4 looks to be their year. 4 wins in a row, currently in first. Really thinking that might be a bit of a Cinderella story in the making. But only time will tell. And the Crocs aren't playing today. We have the Marshals and the Novas here. More specifically, Jeffrey Pena, shortstop for the Novas. He is 1 for 1 today with the double and a walk in the third. And that'll be a walk in the fifth. So Damianova looks like, I guess, trying to balance out her strikeouts and her walks. But that is a runner on with no outs. And Pena is able to slide under the tag there. So that will be a runner on second with no outs. And once again, the Novas are looking at squashing the Marshals lead before it can get any larger. But that'll be a deep fly ball to center. Sutton is there for the out. And that'll bring up Angel Gomez, who brought in the tying home run there. It was his fourth home run. So actually, with that, he takes the lead over Nunez for home runs here in the West, and honestly, at this point, with for the entire DBL as well. So bit of prestige there. Daniova throws a wild pitch. Pena able to make it to third, and Gomez still looking for honestly home run number 5. And nope, that'll be right to the pitcher. So Pena does not get an option to move. And the Marshals are 1 out away from uh, losing the lead. It'll be tied, but there's no ties in baseball. So um, that'll be a ground ball to the shortstop. Mark able to cleanly field it. So no runs, no hits, and they leave Pena on third after a walk, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. But no damage for the Marshals come of that. And that will bring up Lynette Mark here in the top of the 6th. And Mark hits a soft ground ball to second base, which is an easy out here for the Novas. And that'll bring up Salvador Ford. Ford 1 for 2 with an RBI. And he will be 2 for 3 as he is able to hit a single into right field. And next up, we have Mark Collins. Collins, kind of along with everybody else on the fringes of the lineup, struggling offensively, 5 for 34, but has shown promise with a double and an RBI here in this game. And that'll be a pump up to the shortstop. So not going anywhere this inning. And that'll bring up Ethan Butler, who is 0 for 2 on the day so far. And that'll be right to center field for the third out. So the Marshals are able to get a hit, but nothing comes of it. It is still 5 to 4. Marshals on top. And now we have for the Novas Shane Howell. Howell 1 for 2 on the day. And that'll be strike 3 called. So Damianova now 3 strikeouts on the day. Obviously 3 more than she did last game. And the Novas are already down 1 out. And that'll bring up Roberta Vidal, who has flown out to left and center field on the day. And grounded to third. So that'll be 0 for 3 so far. And next up will be Corey Sutton. Sutton also 0 for 2 on the day here. And that'll actually get through the infield right to Jennings. Sutton able to get onto first with 2 outs. And McFarland will come to the plate. McFarland grounded out and struck out looking in the 4th. And she will strike out swinging here in the 6th. So that will be 4 strikeouts for Damianova. An impressive show as when she was brought in season 2, that she was brought in for her strikeout ability and led the Marshals. Really, the uh, first season she was as a rookie in strikeouts. So it is great to see her finally. Uh, Even though it's already been one game, she's been in one game. It's nice to see her getting in her groove and earning those strikeouts, like we saw a couple seasons ago. So now we go to the top of the seventh. Kelly Jennings will be leading us off, and Jennings will hit her own home run to add to the Marshals lead. It is now 4-6, and she is on the board with her third home run of the season, looking at coming for Gomez's title. And Torres will ground out to third base, and that'll bring up Ivan Pena with one out here in the seventh. And Pena will ground out to second base, and now there are two gone. And Sutton will come to the plate. All right, and with the seventh inning stretch over, it is 6-4, Maricopa Marshals on top. Definitely the exciting game we've talked about and we're expecting. As Damianova walks the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the seventh. And that'll be a fly ball to right field. Jennings is there to make it for an out. Kira does not move to second on that. And that'll bring up Eduardo Vega. Vega only getting a hit his first time up in the first. Looks like they are going to try to take an extra base. Kira is out, not able to make it to third in time. So the Novas are down two outs here in the bottom of the seventh, and it looks like there are some individuals warming up in the Marshals bullpen as Damanova's kind of control uh, and contact seem to be getting a little wonky. And yep, it looks like they're going to do it. This time, Vega is able to score, powering all the way from first base. So Gomez will be credited with another RBI and a double, which brings the score 6-5, and with the tying run at second base. And there's not even a chance for it to be a tying run, as that is a home run for Curtis. And that will be the go-ahead run for the Novas. So it is now 7-6. And another double for the Novas as Shane Howell gets his double in. And that will bring up Roberta Vidal, who's 0 for 3, looking to add her hit. But that will be a strikeout. So Damanova's fourth strikeout. But the Novas are able to jump ahead on a run batted in as well as a home run. So the score is now 6-7 Novas. And it looks like even on the Nova side, a closer is warming up to put a stop to any potential offensive rallies the Marshals are able to put together. just as that one, as Ricardo Nunez hits his fourth home run for the season. So it looks like both pitchers are kind of winding down for the day. And now we have Lynette Mark, 2 for 3 with no outs, looking to put the Novas back on top. But that will be a ground ball to third base. So it will not be Mark that does that. Salvador Ford, though, is up. He is also 2 for 3 with an RBI, hitting a single in the second as well as the sixth. And he will go 2 for 4 with a pop up to first base. And that will bring up Collins with 2 outs and the game tied at 7. And Collins will get a single on the day, his second hit. And Ethan Butler will come up to the plate looking at finding a way to bring Collins home. And it looks like the Marshals will play it safe, especially with 2 outs, really wanting to, make contact, but not push it too hard, especially in this situation where the game could go longer. We now have Kelly Jennings at the plate, 3 for 4. Hit her third home run last inning to bring the Marshals ahead. Let's see what she does this time up. And she will fly out to left field where the catch is easily made. And as we go to the bottom of the eighth, the Marshals will be making a pitching change. So bear with us as we go to station identification. All right, welcome back. It looks like the Marshals have brought in veteran Iker Marin. Marin, not usually the go-to reliever on the team, has a history of being unreliable, to put it nicely. But let's see what he's able to do his first game here. Being 36, very close to retiring, depending on how the season goes and how really what the free agent pool looks like or the draft pool looks like, it very well could be his last season in the DBL. And we're still waiting for that pitch. And he is able to strike out McFarland's. Or Sutton's, apologies. So his first time in for the year, earning the strikeout, which I gotta give, I gotta give props to. But that will bring up McFarland, who's grounded out and struck out twice this game so far. And this time they will be walked. So the uh, runner on first, the go-ahead run on first, Kira at the plate has hit a double in the third and was walked last inning. But this will be a high pop-up in foul territory. Butler is able to easily make the out, so there will be two away with a runner on first. And Jeffrey Pena at the plate. Pena has really one of the only stolen bases for the Novas, but that won't matter. It'll be a ground ball to the shortstop, and we will go to the top of the ninth, where it looks like Benitez will also be replaced. So hang on once more as we pause for the pitching change. All right, and we are back on the mound is right-hander Miles Ortega. This will also be Ortega's first game this season, and this is actually his second season, so not a rookie, but still not a veteran yet. And or just just like with Marin, the first batter he faces, Felipe Torres, will strike out looking. So D's closers definitely showing a bit of spunk. Let's see who will be the first one to fumble, because that'll probably be the team that doesn't make it. And Pena will hit a hard line drive to Gomez for the second out. And that will bring up Tracy Sutton, who is a 1 for 3 on the day. All right, and with that, the Marshals going 3 up, 3 down. That brings us to the bottom of the ninth. Marion in a very good position. That is not what we wanted to have happen. He walks Edward Vega the winning run. And Angel Gomez is at the plate. Obviously, the him and Curtis, the two power hitters that you need to look out for. Uh, but I Vega will get out at second. Gomez will get to first on a single. They are not able to turn the double play. But Kent Curtis, who also homered here earlier in the seventh to tie up the game or to go ahead of the game, is at the plate with the winning run at first. He will get out, but Gomez will make it to second. And now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. And Shane Howell, who's 2 for 4 with a double, looks to end the game and stop it from going into extra innings, which the Marshals have done twice so far this year. And nope, that'll be right to Marin. So he is able to eke out of a loss. And the heart of or I guess the bottom, it looks like, of the order will be coming up for the Marshals. And definitely interesting to see the amount of games going into extra innings. Obviously, we had the first game that went 14. The game on Friday went 12. It'll be interesting to see how long this one goes as Nunez hits a single. So the leadoff man for the Marshals is on base. And that'll bring up Lynette Mark. And Mark will ground into a double play. So the Marshals have two outs all without any warning, and Ford will be at the plate. So as you can see, the Marshals' upcoming games, they'll play their second game against the Novas this Friday, and then on Monday they will be facing off against the Redmond Runners. The Runners struggling. They are last place in the Northwest Division. And Ford will keep the inning alive with a little single hit to center field, and that'll bring up Collins. And that'll be enough for the third out. So the Marshals managed to get two hits, but earn no runs here in the top of the 10th. So we turn now to Roberta Vidal, who's gone 0 for 4 on the game. And make that 0 for 5 as she grounds out to second base. And up next, that'll be Corey Sutton. Sutton 1 for 4. And he will hit a double, so 2 for 5, and be in striking position to end this game before it goes on too much longer. Uh, and it looks like Marin is sweating a little bit with Sutton on third with two outs. A hit here will seal the deal, and the Marshals will lose two in a row while the Novas continue to expand their lead to a 6-1. But let's see what Marin has to offer. And a strikeout right past him. Uh, so Marin able to get out of that inning. I need to catch my breath there. I got a little too got a little too invested there for a little bit. But we go to the top of the 11th. Uh, Ethan Butler, 1 for 4 with a walk. Let's see what he's able to do here in the top of the 11th. He will ground out to third base, and that'll bring up Kelly Jennings, who has really done kind of all manner of things, two singles and a home run on the day. But she will ground out to the shortstop, and that'll bring up Felipe Torres to hopefully keep the Marshals alive here in the 11th. And he does with a double. You can always count on some power coming from Torres. So the Marshals still alive with two outs, and that'll bring up Ivan Pena, who's looking at batting in his second RBI of the game. And he will not. He will also strike out. So the Marshals only get one hit here in the top of the 11th. And we go to the bottom of the 11th, and the Novas will bring up Jeffrey Pena to start. And that'll be one quick out after a ground ball to second base. And up next will be Eduardo Vega. And that'll be a pop-up in foul territory and an easy play for Mark. Up next, Angel Gomez. Marin, this will be the second time facing off against Gomez. Let's see how this goes. And another strikeout. So we we go to the 12th inning. Tied 7-7. No one is looking at breaking any records here, please. And Sutton grounds out to third base. The tension is palpable here as we await a winner for this game. And Ricardo Nunez going 4 for 5 here um, on the day. Will double with 1 out. So that'll bring up Lynette Mark, who's 2 for 5, has also hit her own double, but has grounded out the last 3 times she has been up this game. And that'll be a single for Mark, but more importantly, Nunez will be able to power to home and scores. So the Marshals break the tie in the top of the 12th with 1 out. Let's see if they're able to add to that to give Marin some insurance. The Marshals not attempting another base after a single from forward. Again, probably pretty smart if you want to add some insurance runs to your total there. And that'll be a shallow fly ball, so the runners will be forced to stay. And that'll bring up Ethan Butler with 2 outs here in the top of the 12th. And Butler will drive in an RBI. Ford is able to make it to third. The Marshals now have 2 runs ahead of the Novas. It is 9-7. And that will be a triple for Jennings. So the Marshals score 4 runs with 2 outs. Um, Near speechless at the moment with the turn of events for this game. And it looks like if this continues any longer, Ortega might be out. And thankfully, he, he will get an out as Torres hits a ground ball to first. But the Marshals are able to get 4 runs off of 5 hits. And Marin now has a chance to win the game for the Marshals. There is a pitcher warming up for the Marshals already, just in the event things go sideways. But there is 1 out down. The Marshals are 2 outs away here. I know it sounds like that they're in some sort of playoff situation. They are not. The season is not half over. But you gotta admit that this is pretty darn exciting. So that'll be a pop up to second base and an easy out for Collins. The Marshals are now 1 out away from earning their 4th win of the season. They're, I think they're second in extra innings. And you can hear it from the crowd. That'll be it, folks. Iker Marin with the win for the Marshals as Maricopa scores 4 in the 12th to seal the deal. So what will that do to the standings? Who knows? But you will have to tune in on Friday to watch the second game here in Starlight Stadium against the Maricopa Marshals and the Nooksack Novas. Until then, goodbye.